Well, over the last week, we told you about the CARES Act, which provided relief funding to airports all across the country in response to coronavirus. That includes more than $73 million to 71 airports across the state. MTN's Matt Holzaffel took a look at where that money will go and how it could affect your future travel plans.
On April 14th, the U.S. Department of Transportation announced that approximately $10 billion in relief funds will be rewarded to airports across the country. The busiest airport in the country, Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in Atlanta, will receive around $338.5 million. Over 200 of the country's smallest airports, including 3 from Montana, will receive a total of $1,000, the lowest amount awarded to any individual airport. The grant money could have an impact on how people travel during and after the coronavirus pandemic, including at Great Falls International Airport, which received almost $4 million in relief, and Helena Regional Airport, which came in at just under $3 million.
The way most airports work is the airlines pay for everything that we can't recover from passenger revenues or from rents and development. And so obviously as activity's gone down, that increases the airline rate. So we really want to step forward and help our terminal tenants by stabilizing those costs and ensuring that we're offering rates that are on the economic side of the industry.
According to the Transportation Security Administration, or TSA, just over 106,000 people went through a TSA checkpoint on April 17th, and around 95,000 one day earlier. On those same dates in 2019, that figure is over 2 million for both days.
Most airports, that's your primary revenue source. In addition, you've got fewer flights, so the airlines aren't paying as much in rent. And so these dollars will really help us restructure some of our costs.
In an effort to sell tickets and avoid cutting even more flights, many airlines around the world are slashing ticket prices. The idea behind the grant is to stabilize both the travel industry and airports' financial standing, so that ticket prices don't continue to fluctuate during and after the coronavirus pandemic. In Great Falls, Matt Holzaffel, MTN News.
Spring and early summer bookings may be plummeting for the Montana tourism industry, but researchers for the Institute for Tourism and Research at the University of Montana say there might be some help from right here at home. In recent years, the boom in travelers flying to Montana for a taste of the outdoors has been one of the real bright spots, helping the state's tourism sector generate a record $3.7 billion last year. But the pandemic has parked most of those planes, and while there are questions in the air, the answers might be on the ground for the small communities like Darby, Montana, that depend on the tourist trade through the summer months. There is some feeling of optimism, but it's driven largely by the old standby in state tourism. The researchers do say it's too soon to know whether falling gas prices might also make Montana a more desirable vacation destination, especially for Northwest travelers this summer. There are also factors like how much discretionary spending vacationers may have this year and the depth and length of any potential recession.